Most gardeners have been told that hot composting is the holy grail of soil building. The steaming piles, the carefully balanced layers of browns and greens, the constant turning. On paper, it sounds perfect, but here's the secret most don't hear often enough. The richest, most stable form of organic matter, known as humus, is not made by heat. It is made slowly, in cool conditions, through a process called cold composting. If you've been struggling to keep your compost pile hot, or if you've wondered why your finished compost doesn't have that deep, earthy, black, crumbly texture of forest soil, it's time to look at a simpler, more natural approach. Cold composting mimics the quiet work of the forest floor, and it delivers results no hot pile can match. Hot composting is fast, no doubt about it. You can take raw organic waste and in weeks have a crumbly material ready to spread, but speed comes at a cost. Much of the carbon burns away in the heat, and, gases like ammonia escape, and the end result is compost, not humus. Compost feeds plants for a season, but humus is something more enduring. Humus binds soil particles together, holds water like a sponge, and, locks nutrients in place so they don't leach away. It's the backbone of long-term soil fertility. Cold composting preserves more of the original carbon and allows fungi, worms, and microbes to transform organic matter into this stable, dark substance that can last in soil for centuries. Cold composting doesn't require fancy bins or thermometers. At its simplest, you are building a pile of organic material and letting nature work on its own schedule. Start with a spot that drains well but also has some shade to prevent the pile from drying out. First, lay down coarse sticks or twigs at the bottom to create airflow. Then, begin layering kitchen scraps, garden waste, leaves, and other organic matter. Unlike hot composting, you don't need to fuss with the perfect carbon-to-nitrogen ratio. Diversity is more important than balance. Just add whatever organic waste you have, from vegetable peels to spent flowers, from grass clippings to autumn leaves. The key difference is patience. A cold compost pile may take a year or more before it is fully transformed, but what you'll have at the end is not just compost, it's humus-rich material teeming with life. In a hot pile, the high temperature drives off many delicate life forms, but in a cold pile, earthworms, beetles, fungi, and, countless microbes thrive. Worms burrow through the pile, breaking down fibers and leaving behind castings that are already rich in humic compounds. Fungi spread their fine threads through woodier materials, decomposing lignin and setting the stage for stable humus formation. This underground workforce builds soil from the ground up, literally, without your constant intervention. The only job you have is to keep the pile slightly moist and occasionally add fresh material. Cold composting relies on steady biological activity, and that means moisture is crucial. If your pile dries out, decomposition slows to a crawl. If it gets too soggy, air is driven out and anaerobic bacteria take over, leaving foul smells. Aim for the feel of a wrung-out sponge. A practical way to maintain this balance is to water your pile every time you add a new layer of dry material like leaves or shredded paper. For every 5-gallon bucket of dry organic matter, use about 1 gallon of water. This keeps conditions ideal for the microbial and worm activity that lead to humus formation. You can boost humus production by adding a natural activator that supplies both energy and microbes. A tried-and-true formula is molasses water. Just mix 2 tablespoons of unsulfured blackstrap molasses into 1 gallon of non-chlorinated water. Pour this evenly over your pile once a month. The sugars feed beneficial microbes, speeding up the transformation of fibrous material into humus without generating the destructive heat of a hot pile. If you prefer a nitrogen kick, you can dilute 1 part fresh manure or grass clippings with 4 parts water and pour this over the pile. This keeps the microbial community thriving while still preserving the cold process. After several months to a year, you'll notice the pile changing. Instead of identifiable scraps, you'll find a deep brown or black material that smells just like a forest after rain. It will be crumbly, soft, and rich. Unlike unfinished compost, humus does not reheat or break down further when applied to soil. It is stable, meaning it resists further decomposition. This stability is what makes it, just invaluable in gardens. When you add humus, the effects are dramatic and lasting. Soils that once crusted over remain loose and crumbly. Sandy soils hold water longer, reducing the need for irrigation. Clay soils drain better because humus creates channels and aggregates. Plant roots grow deeper and healthier in humus-rich soil, and nutrient cycles stabilize, meaning you won't need as many fertilizers. Even pests and diseases are reduced since humus supports beneficial microbes that outcompete harmful ones. Perhaps the most surprising advantage of cold composting is how little work it requires. There's no need for frequent turning to keep the pile hot. There's no stress about layering the perfect ratios. You simply keep adding material and maintaining moisture, and nature does the rest. It's the kind of method you can set up once and let run in the background while you focus on planting, harvesting, and enjoying your garden. Think about a forest floor. Leaves fall year after year, twigs break down, animals leave behind waste, and the soil beneath becomes richer and darker with time. No one turns the pile, no one adds fertilizer. Yet the system builds humus naturally and endlessly. By adopting cold composting in your own garden, you are tapping into the same quiet power of nature. The difference is, you are directing that humus toward your vegetables, flowers, and fruit trees. Hot composting might give you a quick soil amendment, but cold composting gives you a foundation. Humus is not just food for this year's plants, it's an investment in soil that will serve your garden season after season. Once you see the results, you may never want to waste energy chasing the heat of a compost pile again. Cold composting is the forgotten method that makes the richest soil on Earth, right in your backyard, with almost no effort. Start today with whatever organic matter you have, keep it moist with the formulas shared, and let time do what it does best. If you found this guide useful and want more proven methods to grow healthier soil and stronger plants, don't forget to subscribe to the Master Gardener channel, share this with fellow gardeners, and join the community that believes in building soil the natural way.